This episode of the podcast is brought to you by our partner, Audible.
Yes, it is. So we are partnered with Audible. That means that if you are looking just to check it out, you don't want to put your card in and just take the dive. You can get 30 days for free on us. If you go to audibletrial.com/JATG or click the link down below, you'll be taken there. You can sign up for 30 days for free and just test it out. Like there's a lot of stuff on there that you can get for free, a lot of Audible exclusives. But what I really like about Audible is that out of the hundreds and thousands of audiobooks that they have, if you decide to purchase something, that is yours forever. Like if you decide not to carry on your subscription or you want to take a break or whatever it is, you can always go back and listen to that book whenever you want through the app on the internet. Doesn't matter because it's yours. So once again, you can get that for 30 days for free on us if you go to audibletrial.com/JATG.
We're on. Johnny and the Greg, I believe we are live. Yes, we're shooting live. I am back. Welcome all. We're here. I got to change one minor thing on my... There we go. Can you speak?
Can I speak?
Yes, I couldn't hear it through my headphones. I was hearing it through my computer. So we're back. We're live. Hope you guys enjoyed your little two breaks or just one?
We've been, I think, 2 weeks out. Yeah, we did because we skipped.
We skipped
Easter
last time. We skipped Easter.
We skipped Easter, and then you were gone. So
I was gone. So yes, I'm back from Disney. Wow, has Disney changed since you went from an 8-year-old to now a 47-year-old dad? Things have definitely changed.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, yeah. How have you been, man?
Okay, this week was a little rough, but other than that, it was all right. Yeah, I mean, and not rough in the like I was bad, but like my son was sick for like 3 days total, I think. Just really bad cold. And then on Friday, I got a phone call from the school that my youngest daughter twisted her ankle. So
that's always fun.
I mean, and it's I've rolled my ankle so many times.
So
it's, I'm like, did you hear a pop? I heard a crack. Well, you probably heard a pop. Where does it hurt? Right here. Yeah, that's a pop instead of a crack.
Yeah.
Just popped a couple ligaments. It hurts. Yeah, it's gonna hurt.
And God, it hurts so much.
And we bought an air cast, which I don't know how many times in my life I've purchased air casts. And then I don't know where they go. It's worse than socks in the dryer. Like they just go away.
They're just gone.
And they're just gone. And I'm like this happened not too long ago. One of my other kids rolled an ankle. I'm like, all right, get the air cast. Can't find it. Well, all right, let's go buy one. And because when I would roll my ankles, like in my 20s, the doctor would be like, well, here, there's that, and we'll charge your insurance for it. And then you found out that like through the insurance, the air cast was like $150 or something like that. And I'm like, no, we'll just go to Walgreens. And we get one there, and then say like, but now I'm like, I had a bunch of these. I don't know where they went. So this one I'm bound and determined to keep track of.
Yeah. Have a box that signs air cast.
Yeah. That's where it's gonna go.
So anyway. I'm sorry. That sucks that she rolled it. I can't think of there are some really bad, painful injuries that everybody has gone through, like a sprained ankle. Sprained ankle is a bitch. It really hurts. And
I've broken bones before
that don't hurt as much as a sprained ankle.
Yeah. I mean, it would hurt. It hurt at the time. And then if you like tweak it the wrong way, you're like, ooh, and it's like a stinging pain, but just that dull throbbing ache of a sprain. And you're just like, you can't do anything about it.
Yes.
That sucks. That really sucks.
Yeah. And you're off your game for a while too, especially depending on how you, like to a kid, when you sprain an ankle and then you can't go and be a kid. Oh, Nothing worse. Yeah.
I remember I was in 8th grade the first time I rolled an ankle. We were playing basketball in the middle school parking lot. I lived a block away.
Yeah.
And I roll it and I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And I heard
broke my foot. It's over.
Yep. Yep. I heard the
Yeah.
pop and I'm like, I can't walk home.
Yeah.
And I eventually got home.
Yeah.
And I remember about like it seemed like nobody thought it was a big deal. They're like,
Right.
they roll an ankle, no big deal.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, this hurts like a mother. Like I don't like it's swollen up. You know, my brother decided, I don't know if he kicked it, not like he bumped it, like he did something
I know,
to jar it. And I'm like, oh my God, you asshole.
Right.
And then when I did the same thing to him, you know, you thought the earth was gonna shatter. I did that to him like a year or two later. I'm like, oh, you remember when you did that to me? Boom. And he's like, "Boo." I'm like, yeah, hurts, done it. But yeah, I just remember like no one really thought it was a big deal. And I was like, what is going on? This is like the worst pain I've ever experienced.
Like, I'm gonna die soon,
in
people.
In my 14 years of life.
Yeah. You think that? That's true.
Yeah. Anyway.
That's true. Anyway. Yeah. So Disney's different.
So you went on vacation, yeah.
Yeah,
Tell
I
me
did.
how that went. Because how old is your daughter?
She's basically 2 months away from 5. So we'll just round it. Yeah. We'll just round it up, call it 5.
Because the youngest I took my kids,
I
believe my youngest was 6. So in that range, but a lot can happen between 5 and 6.
Well, okay. So I went with my sister who has a 5-year-old son as well.
And let's be clear, your sister is a Disney expert. Like she goes multiple times a year.
Unbelievably an expert. She now okay. So this is gonna sound like it's gonna sound like I'm ungrateful. I'm not. I'm really not, because what my sister did was she knows everything that's great and everything that's okay and everything that's like, I wouldn't stand in line for that.
Mm-hmm.
So she took us to everything that's great. She found some must-do rides for 5-year-olds that were great. You know, like the old It's a Small World After All. It almost feels like you gotta go do that because you're in Disney.
Okay.
Not you?
Yeah. No, we did. We did. And I was like, this is a nightmare.
Okay. I didn't think it was a nightmare. My only thought was if you took that ride and you just adjusted the lighting and maybe made the water red, it could be really creepy.
It's terrifying. It is terrifying.
It could be horrendously terrifying.
Like it's classic. It's still the little boat. And I started singing the off-key Willy Wonka song as we were going in. And this dude in front of me, like literally he's like, it's funny, but dude, you got to stop. Like it's freaking, like I was honestly freaking him out.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to ruin your day.
Yeah.
Was there still like when you were waiting in line, like change in the water, like quarters and like everywhere in there, everywhere. I remember when I was there, and this has been 10 years ago, at least. Well, maybe not. Anyway, but I remember like my friend was still working there, and I was like, "Hey, Mark, what do they do with all of that? Like every fountain, every water is just there's change in there. I mean, and it's pennies, it's quarters. I mean, it's so you're like you think just pocket change, but as you're waiting in line." And the entire bottom of that thing is just absolutely covered with like sometimes a couple layers of pocket change.
Pocket change.
You're like, that is more than my change jar that I turn in once a year. And I know that gets me about $100.
Right.
So you're like, what do they do with all that?
What do you say?
He thought that whenever it reaches a certain point, and I don't know what point that is, they vacuum it all up and they donate it to some local Orlando charity. And I'm like,
that would be the nice.
I'm like, that would be, yeah. And I
don't think they do.
You don't think they do? You think they just keep it? You think it's
maybe they did back in the day?
You think it's the staff beer fund or something, or
maybe? Well, what I'm saying is like, I think back in the day, corporations did that. No, I don't think they do now. No, I don't think they do. Disney is holy cow, it is so massive. It is so, there's so much there
Mm-hmm.
that it's really unbelievable. If you try to sit there and just put it all together, it's like, holy cow, like they own all this, and
Yeah.
it's really amazing. And we have these wristbands now, like I think they call them
A
like,
magic band.
yeah, magic band. Yeah. And so here's the thing. So my sister set us up with the Genie Plus, or
Okay.
maybe I added Plus. Maybe
Yep.
it's
No, no,
just
no.
called
It's
Genie.
that's a thing. Yeah.
Okay. And what's cool about that is it's kind of like when, do you remember when Six Flags first introduced like the shortcut line?
The fast pass. Yeah.
Fast Pass. When they first introduced it, and it was like 6 people did it.
Yeah.
And like you'd wait in line for 3 hours, and all of a sudden you're at that moment where they're about to let you in, but they let these people that just showed up over there.
Uh-huh.
That's what Lightning Lane was for us.
Yeah.
It was like you go there, you just walk right up to the front of the gate. They ask how many, you tell them, and you go on the ride, and it's over. And that's awesome. That's almost a must. So if anybody's going to Disney, if you can financially, invest in that Genie thing.
That's when I think, I'm like, did you figure how much you paid for that?
I don't know. Here's the thing. Ursula asked me a couple of times, you want to know how much this is? I said, nope, I don't want to know.
That's a good answer.
Let's
Like
just go.
if you're saying it's taken care of, that's a good answer, because you're gonna,
let's just,
you would have freaked out.
I said, as long as Ursula, as long as we come home and we don't have to eat pork and beans for the next month, that's fine. So anyway.
Okay.
So we do we do that Genie thing. That's a lifesaver. Now here's the problem with the Genie thing. You have to kind of set a time for it.
You
like,
do. Yes.
Yeah. And so the problem is, if you set up Genie for one ride that is in the north end of the park, your next ride, you got to get there that's in the south end of the park. So you're sprinting through the park.
You're hoofing it. Yeah.
Yeah. And here's the problem with it. And this is where it's kind of like, I'm not complaining, but I wish I would have not felt like every day was a mission to get things done versus just walking into the park and taking time to look at shops, look at this, appreciate that, like that. It was, no, we got to get here because then we got to get over here, and then we got to go there, and then we got to go there, and then we have to go over here, and we have to go over here. And before you know it, you were out of the park. We went to Animal Kingdom, and the safari was the only real place we got to see animals.
Yeah.
And I know that most of it, the majority of it's a zoo, but we didn't see it. Like we went through that so fast, and I understood the reason. I just wish there was more of a time to take a break.
Yeah.
Exhale, if you will.
So a little, like, the Genie Plus is a relatively new name for it. It used to be called the Fast Pass.
Okay.
And the Fast Pass, like the first time I went, I was at a conference, and for the conference, they gave us like a free ticket, like in the afternoon.
Right.
It was like an after 2 p.m. ticket or something like that. So 2 p.m. hit, I pieced out from the conference, and me and a group of friends, we went to Magic Kingdom.
Right.
And you used to get, like, just with your everyday ticket, you got 3 free or 3 fast passes included with your ticket price.
Okay.
So you would set up your 3 rides with the fast pass, and then the rest you could buy more if you wanted to, or you would just, hit the other ones in the long line.
Right.
But the former CEO of Disney, who was replaced pretty quickly, because he was like, you know what? Nah, we can charge for every one of those perks. So we're gonna gouge them. And so that's like, I'm happy you did the Genie Plus thing, but I'm like, it used to be free. Like, you get 3 of them for free.
Yeah.
So when I went, and it was, there was a goof up with our tickets, they gave us 3 more that we could use. And the perk to that was we didn't need to schedule it, because they're like, we screwed up, we're sorry, here's 3 fast passes that you don't need to schedule, you just go.
Right.
And I'm like, Okay.
Yeah.
So I know they have it there. I know it's cool, but when I looked at it, and just every theme park has their own version of it
Mm-hmm.
now.
Mm-hmm.
Universal has one, Six Flags has one. It's just that extra cost. It's like, how much is your time worth? Like, how much do you need to not stand in line?
Yeah. I would think with 5-year-olds it was important.
I think so. Yeah. Like
Um,
when my kids are teenagers, we're like, nope, we're standing.
yeah,
line.
you're gonna tough it out. Yes. I was shocked. I kept track of every step I took,
Oh yeah.
and we clocked 43 miles in 6 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I think that's 2 marathons. So I think we
Yeah.
walked. Is a marathon 22 or is it 26?
21.4.
Okay. So then, yeah, for the most part, we walked 2 marathons in 5 days. I'm not
Which is crazier when you think about that through hiker. Like a couple years ago when we first got
Yes.
started, we had that
Yes.
through hiker, the Wandering
Yeah.
Guildsman.
Yes.
He was doing 20 some miles a day.
Yes.
Like he was walking a marathon a day.
Yes.
And you're like, oh my God.
Yeah. And so there was a lot of physicality that I actually expected. So none the way I felt and the way my legs felt, I was not shocked by any of that. I was just shocked at the end of it all that it was 43 miles. So we hit all 4 parks. So Kim did a great job of
planning it,
setting us up and coordinating us to get to all these great places. I feel like we just got a real good, robust idea of what Disney World is all about. I always get confused with those. Disney World is all about. So we're really thankful for her with that. It's just, I think the next time we go back, because we've experienced all the highlights, I'd like to, it's like I said, if Greg, if I were to be your tour guide, I would naturally go to the things that I found cool.
Yeah.
Thinking you would find cool, but maybe there's some stuff out there that you're really into that I think sucks. So I bypass it and you didn't know that it was there.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I feel like there were some things that happened with that. Like I felt like there were some things I really wanted to look at, but we just didn't have the time. So we couldn't go. So I think when we go again, because we have a little kid, and so we're probably going to go again. We were talking about like, let's just hold it down to 2 parks.
Yeah.
And try to get as much as we can out of 2 parks in 4 days or something like that. Because I think ideally, maybe it takes 2 days to go through an entire park. If you want to take your time, check out the shows, all that stuff.
Yeah. So when we did Disney, we did Magic Kingdom. We just did 1 park, and it was with Krista's family.
Okay.
So it was 1 park, 1 day, and like not even getting there at open. Like we got there at noon or something like that.
Okay.
And because they screwed up our ticket stuff and we spent some time, we did get to go on all the rides that we wanted to go on.
Okay.
But we didn't go on every ride. Like I didn't do the Peter Pan flyover ride, which I hear is pretty cool.
We went on that. That's old school, man. That's like when it first came there. That's still a cool ride, in my opinion. Ursula was like, I could take it or leave it, but I liked it.
They did facelifts on it and stuff like that over the years.
Yeah.
Were you there? Maybe it was Disneyland that this happened. The Maleficent ride.
No, not with us. That's at Disneyland.
That's at Disneyland. The dragon caught on fire. Anyway, so we did all of like the coastery, like roller coaster type rides.
Yep, that's what we did.
And had a great time with those. I don't think we saw any shows, but we did take some time to kind of poke around some shops and stuff like that. And like next year, so my family, we didn't go to Florida this year because we're paying for a graduation party. And the just timing didn't work out with my son being in France. Blah blah blah. So we're going to try to go next year, and the kids definitely want to do Universal because that's our jam. Like the Harry Potter stuff is our jam. And just the overall movie stuff,
right?
But they want to do
Hollywood Studios.
Yeah, like a 1 day at Hollywood Studios. And
Greg, definitely
I
want to
know.
do
Yep.
Hollywood Studios.
I did Hollywood Studios at that same conference.
Okay.
Like the conference had ended, and I'm like, I don't fly out till tomorrow. These later tickets were cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, because I was working for that nonprofit at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought I'm never going to get to Florida again to go to Disney. That's not an
Yeah.
opportunity I saw for myself.
Right.
And so I'm like, I'm going to do it. We're going to go. And so I went. I did, I set it all up. I set up my fast pass stuff, so I knew the rides I was going to get on. The Star Wars stuff was not there yet. Well, Star Tours was there, which has been there since the 80s.
Yep.
But the Millennium Falcon, the Outpost was not there.
Yeah.
So I got in. I did the Tower of Terror. I did the Rip ride. No, I did the Aerosmith ride.
Okay. Rip Ryan roller coaster, something like that.
Yeah. Because the Rip ride
roller coaster. If Mark's listening to this, he's probably like, no, it's this.
Yeah, well, and it's funny because the Rip Ride Rocket is at Universal.
Okay.
But there's something like the something roller coaster.
Right.
The Rock and Roller Coaster. That's what it is.
Okay.
Aerosmith's Rock and Roller Coaster. That's at Universal Studios.
That was closed.
Yeah, I think
for refurbishment or something like that.
Yeah, which is funny because when I went through that ride, they've got the on-screen stuff before you got on the ride, and here comes Aerosmith, and I'm like, ooh, this is mid-90s Aerosmith. Living on the edge Aerosmith.
I like that stuff.
It's great. Yeah, I loved it, but I was like, oh, these dudes are young. These are young dudes.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I did that, and then I did Star Tours. I didn't stop at any of the shows. I didn't see because they still had the Indiana Jones stunt show.
They still have that.
Okay.
That's still there.
Walked around some of the shops, and then I got a text when I was there. I'm like, hey, we're meeting up for dinner at 8:00 at Disney Springs.
Yeah.
Do you want to join us?
Yes.
And so, and then because I was by myself, the stuff I didn't have a fast pass for, I was a single rider. Yeah. So they'd be like, single rider? Yes, sir. Yeah. Okay, you come. So it was like having a fast pass.
Yes.
Or a Genie Plus.
Right.
And just do. Okay, good. And then that was done. So, I was able to do Hollywood Studios on my own in about 5 hours.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, because you're not going to sit there and do some stuff. But it was kind of, look, when you go on those rides that are for 5-year-olds, it's all about getting their reaction off it. Yes. And my God, their reactions are priceless. That brings you back. And I would have some flashbacks of, oh my God, this is still here when I was 8. I remember this.
Because I had gone to Magic Kingdom that year before I took my kids, I knew about some of the stuff in the Magic Kingdom. So we rode the Dwarven Mine Train twice.
Yes.
And that was, I think, a phenomenal ride. How it kind of stops in the middle.
Yes.
And you get the animatronics and they got the dwarves there.
Yeah.
Watching my kids do that, that was a lot of fun.
So here's the problem we had on roller coasters with Gwen.
Yeah.
When they were over, she got so upset she'd cry because they were over.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. She wasn't scared. She was mad that they didn't last long.
Yeah.
Yeah. While she's in them, oh my God. It's what you want with the kid, actually.
Yeah.
No fear, ready to go.
Screaming appropriately.
Yeah. Kim was kind of like, I don't know if you want to take her on Tower of Terror. And I'm like, the way she's reacting to all these other roller coasters we're taking her on, I'm taking her to Tower of Terror. And so me and Ursula and her just went there because she knew, because Kim's son wouldn't go.
Okay.
So we went there. And we went through it, and at the end, both me and Gwen, because I overhyped it in my head. I thought this was like honest to God, like a 50-story drop. I thought it was just a boom.
Nope.
And it's not. It's just this.
Yeah, it's bouncing you up and down.
And me and Gwen, honestly, at the same time, looked at each other and was like, "That's it? Like, really? That was it?" And so she was disappointed by that. I was disappointed by it, but she had a blast when it was happening. But we thought that was the warm up to the big drop.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, and it's not. And I was shocked by that. So
because
we didn't get the open the door, you see the park and it drops you. We didn't get that.
Oh, really?
It opened this much and then it dropped us.
Oh,
Yeah, it was weird.
that's not
Yeah,
right.
I don't know why, but I don't know. But the only
I know it broke down like a month or two ago.
okay, so maybe that
And
door
people were
breaking.
stuck on it where they're like,
Yeah,
are we gonna drop? What are we gonna do? Until the loudspeaker came on. They're like, the ride's broken.
Yeah,
We're fixing it. And they were there for like 30 minutes just sitting there like,
yes. I tried blue milk.
okay.
Good. It's better
Yeah.
than I thought it would be. You can actually add some rum in it. Didn't do that, but it's still good.
Is it an actual dairy product?
No, it's like a slushy. It's like some
okay.
delicious slushy. The blue milk from Star Wars.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah,
but when for me it'd be like
blueberry. Maybe it's a blueberry.
Yeah, like a blueberry flavored milk. Like they put
Yeah, no, I'm
in
sorry.
it.
Yeah, when I say milk, guys, it's not. It's a slushy.
Because you
But
say
they
you put
call
rum
it.
in it, I'm like, that's gonna cause it to curdle.
Yeah,
But
yeah, no, it was good. I actually enjoyed it more than I thought I would.
okay.
That whole when you walk down into, I don't know what that's supposed to be. What world that's supposed to be.
Jakku, I thought.
Yes, that sounds familiar.
Yeah.
That was really cool. I ran into Chewie. Well, Gwen ran into Chewie. There was the stormtroopers. There were Kylo Ren. So it's all like invaded by the First Order.
Yeah, it's all First Order.
It's all First Order
trilogy,
stuff.
which I'm less excited about.
Yeah,
but I'd still be excited if I was there.
It still worked. They do a really good job of immersing you in there. We went. Kim got us. She got us reservations to Olga's bar. I sent you a picture. I sent you a video.
Oh, is that what it was? Okay.
Of the bar.
Yep.
That was super cool. That really made you feel like you were in like
the cantina.
Yes, it was really good. They did a really good job. The only thing I said that they should have done, you know those black droids that are in the Death Star?
Yeah.
They look like little dust pans and they're running around. They should have had like 2 or 3 guys just running those things all over the place. That would have been good. My daughter built a droid. So we have a that went well. Now.
It's Batu, by the way. It's not Jakku. It's Batu.
Batu. Okay.
Which I knew as soon as I said it, I'm like, that's not right. Which is where they go Maz Kanata, where Rey first finds the lightsaber.
Oh,
Maz with the big eyes that's got the hots for Chewie.
Yes. Okay. So we did that. We flew the Falcon. So what you need in the Falcon, you have 6 players. I didn't know you're in the cockpit. I had no idea what that was. So you walk through and you're in the Falcon.
Yeah.
And that was cool. We got a couple of pictures of the kids with that. And then, so for you to help you out, so you have 2 pilots. One pilot steers
side to side. Yep.
Okay. Now the controllers for side to side are up and down.
Okay.
The controller that makes it go, I'm sorry. Yes, the controller that makes the ship go up and down is side to side.
Okay.
Okay, so you have one pilot going side to side that controls the up and down of the ship. And you have the other pilot controlling the left and right, which is up and down. So it confuses the hell out of you.
Yeah.
Right. I got to actually do lights. Ursula and I were the pilots. The 2 kids shot the guns. So they were the gunners. And then there's engineers. And I have no idea what the engineers do back there, but they do something. So the whole time Ursula's thinking, because they told us, hey, this is left or right. This is up or down.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, left or all right. And so we get in there, we're piloting, and she's yelling at me to go up and down, but she's controlling up and down. But she thought because the controls went this way, it was left or right. So you can imagine the confusion,
chaos,
talking as we're going. But the coolest part of it was I got to do light speed. You got to pull down those controllers and you go to light speed, and it's cool. It's a very fun ride.
I would have a hard time. Like, is it just like, do you get to designate which seat you want?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, okay. Because like with my family of 5,
yes,
I want to be in that Han Solo seat. Like that's where I want to sit.
I was in the Chewie, she was in the Han Solo.
And I know my family.
Yes.
They're gonna be like, but we want to do that.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, then when
Sorry.
you have your own family, you can sit in
Yes,
that seat,
exactly.
but
I'm the patriarch.
this is
I'm pulling rank. I'm pulling rank right
and
now.
I think that's what's going to happen. And there's going to be some.
Well, they can get over it. They got years to do that.
Yeah, there's going to be a point where like my wife, I think, is going to look at me and be like, really? Like you're not going to? I'm like,
Greg, I would
nope.
fight that because for two reasons. Number one, how much have you shared and sacrificed in your entire life for them?
Yeah.
And all you're asking for is something for you when you were a kid.
I want 60 seconds in that seat.
Exactly. And it's not only that, it's they have the rest of their lives to get into this seat.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll ever get in this seat again. I'm just saying. I'm not forcing doom on you. I'm just saying your life on this earth is far shorter than theirs. Anyway,
I have this year I firmly planted my flag in middle age. I mean, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, so that's you got to take advantage of that. So I fully support you sticking a flag on that part of land or dying on that hill. I support you dying on that hill. So I think you froze, Greg. Can you still hear me? Okay, there you go.
Now I can. You're I think it's you. I think you're cutting it out, but
probably.
So I look forward to doing that.
Was good. Then we did something called Rise of the Resistance, which the two girls loved. I just thought it was good. It reminded me of Spider-Man the Ride. Remember at Universal?
That was Star Tours. That was the old Star Tours.
Okay, no, that's actually two then. Rise of the Resistance is something else. It's kind of cool. Like I'm not going to ruin it for you, but I didn't know anything about it, and there were 3 times. Yeah, 3 times I was in certain places where I thought this is the ride, and it kept going. I was like, oh, okay, this is cool. So I won't ruin it for you. Because we went to that Olga's bar. I guess these are collector coasters. I got all these for you.
Oh, cool. Thanks.
Yeah, so that's collectors. I don't know what that is, but I thought it was badass.
Those are Gomorian vibro axes.
Okay, and then there's this one.
That's a Banta.
Okay, and then there's this one.
Sorry. Looks like a
wing of something.
Yeah, wing of.
This is an Ewok, obviously.
That is an Ewok, yes.
Yeah, and then there's that again, and then there's that again. So Ursula got all of them, every single one. So
nice.
They're all yours.
Were you supposed to take those?
No, but we did our thing. We did our thing. Lex would be proud. So Uncle Johnny stole some more.
Nice.
And so that was Star Wars. And then we went back there at night on a different day, and it's even cooler at night.
Did you do the dance party?
No.
Did you do the dance party?
I didn't know there was no dance party.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where the replica of Man's Chinese Theater.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant there was a dance party in Star Wars.
Oh, no.
Okay,
in Hollywood Studios, like there was the whole time I was there was a dance party going on, full DJ.
Yeah. No, we didn't see that at all.
People in costume, like characters in costume, and they're not there for pictures. They're just jamming out, dancing with whoever.
Oh,
and
no.
I was by myself, and I'm like, no, thank you.
No.
So,
but yeah, so we did that, and then at night, we went back there, and something magical happened in that night. I don't know if it was the blue moon with the rum, but I ended up buying lightsabers, which I never thought I would. I bought Ahsoka's.
You bid
I saw some girl with 2 Ahsokas. Hang on for 2 seconds. I have them all set up. I'll show you really quickly what they are.
He's excited, folks. This is cute. By the way,
so I have I've told this story a dozen times to you.
So this isn't the you making them. You just saw them on the shelf and said, "Give me those."
No. These were like $60, and they were like hanging on a wall in Star Tours, the shop.
Okay.
And I thought I saw them. I thought that's cool, and I walked away, not thinking anything of it.
Yeah.
Walked past a girl like she was like 14, and she had them. It was night. She had them, and I was like, God damn it, those things look so goddamn cool. I was like, I'm like, I gotta go back and get those. So
yeah,
I ended up getting these bad boys, and they're pretty damn gnarly. I don't know what I'm going to do with them in my world, but
Hang them up.
Like this and
The white.
Yeah.
So the white. So they talk about the Kyber crystal, and that's what
Okay.
gives the
color.
the color.
Yes.
And bad guys are red, good guys are usually blue and green. They've got other
Yes.
colors and they mean different things. So like white, and it's based in the Ahsoka novel. I just learned this because I'm playing a couple different Star Wars games right now.
Okay.
And so to turn a Kyber crystal red,
Yes.
it's actually part of the Sith
hate and the anger, right?
yes, that they pour into it. They call it bleeding.
It's almost like
crystal.
a Red Lantern ring.
Yes, they call it bleeding the crystal, and that's why it's red.
Yes.
Well, you can also redeem a Kyber crystal, which is what Ahsoka did.
Yes.
She redeemed the crystal, and a redeemed
that's in a novel, right? That's in the Ahsoka novel.
The redeemed Sith crystal is what turns them white.
Yes.
And I'm like, that's cool. That's
she got both those crystals, I believe, from the guys she killed in the Jedi. And
it's kind of covered in the Jedi Tales. Yeah.
Yes. So according to Ferroni, that's where she got those crystals from.
Which is that's lore. I mean, that's official lore now.
Now it's official lore the Tales of the Jedi, not the book.
No, because I think the book came out while it was still Disney. Like it was a Disney written thing.
So, I know they're off because I know some people were freaking out when they saw that.
Oh no, as far as I know.
But I think it's like minute. It was supposed to be this guy, and then they terminated this person.
Oh, okay. Well,
something, whatever.
It's not like they erased entire characters out of her.
Right. So that was very cool. We went to Animal Kingdom, and
so you were pure Disney. Like, you didn't leave the grounds, you didn't leave, like, you stayed at a Disney resort.
Yes, we did all of their
transportation.
So much Disney,
from.
Yes.
Yeah.
We stayed at the Art of Animation Hotel, and the best thing about that is they had those seagulls on top going, mine. That's my favorite thing from Little Nemo. Anyway, so we went to Animal Kingdom, and we went to the Avatar thing.
Yes.
You know how I feel about Avatar. I'm like, it's great. Drink the fucking Kool-Aid again, man. I could not stop myself. That world is amazing. It was so cool in that place. I couldn't believe it. I was like in the world. We did the ride. The ride's amazing.
Yeah.
And it's like I walked out of there like in a daze of, I love Avatar. I love Avatar.
Yeah.
And they, of course, they walk you right through the shop. And I'm like, okay, I'm getting this knife because
I can.
Yeah, because I can. And I don't want to buy the Banshee that I really want to buy. So those are the two experiences that were very fun. I don't know if it was there when you were there, Greg, but in Epcot, they have the Guardians of the Galaxy ride.
Never been to Epcot. I know it wasn't there.
Shoot, that was a fantastic roller coaster.
I've heard good things. Yeah,
so fun. I hope you and your family can enjoy that one. What's weird about that is when people are in line all the time for it, and we had to go on there a second time because Gwen had a fit that she could never. The thought of her never having to go on that ride again she just was. It was weird how my daughter reacted to that, to the point of like, this was her tantrum. Like, honey, the ride's over. We stood in line, we did our thing, and it's over. And she could not understand why she couldn't bypass everybody else and do it again. And I was like, we can't. So we had to reschedule it for standing room. I think it's called standing room only, or so. I don't know what it was, but Ursula got it to where we could do it again.
Do it again.
Yeah. So we did it again. And I guess the big thing with that ride is, what song did you hear when you were going through it?
Oh,
it's like a big deal, I guess.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Yeah. So everybody out there who knows what I'm talking about, we heard the first time was Dancing in September. And the second time was, what was that? Come, baby mama, shaking. Do that conga. No, you can control yourself.
Oh, Gloria Stefan.
Yeah. Yes. That was the one we heard that time. So great rides. I can't wait to hear your experiences when you guys finally do it. Greg, I will fight your family tooth and nail so you get Han. I would do that. I'd do that for you.
I probably
I'd
will.
die on that hill for you.
Yep.
So
I think my kids will be old enough to understand, and they know how big of a Star Wars fan
yeah,
I
you
am.
had the damn thing on your
Like,
calf.
yeah, like
Yes.
it will be like emotional for me. I've seen so many pictures of like the Millennium Falcon when you see
Yes.
it and come out. I know when I come around, that's going to be an emotional moment for me. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna have
Yeah.
a thing.
Yeah. I
And
walked out and
as silly as that sounds, you got to realize, like, for a kid that was raised with this,
yes.
I mean, to see a life size thing that, and nowhere when you're like, when I was a kid, like,
Yeah.
even through the age of like
Yeah.
18, when you're like, no one's ever going to build a life size replica
Right.
down to the very exact detail where I
Right.
can walk in
Yep.
and experience a Millennium Falcon.
Yep. And even when you walk on the flooring, it makes that clank sound.
Yeah, like that's not something we ever
Right.
thought could exist.
No. So when you are walking through, you're gonna have a fantasy of, oh my God, I've always wanted to walk through. I
Yeah.
even walked. And look, I like Star Wars. I'm not like you and Kim with Star Wars. I'm not.
Right. Yeah.
I would say you guys are A+ students. I am a B+. Sometimes I flirt A-.
Yeah. Sure.
You know. So anyway, but when I'm walking through it, I was like, oh my God, I'm in the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
Like, it's cool. And I got to walk underneath it, and it makes the every now and then. And I was looking at details. I was like, man, it looks like a hunk of junk, but God, it's a gorgeous hunk of junk. Like, it was cool.
I know the look on my family's face when
Yeah.
they came into Diagon Alley at Universal Studios.
Yes, that'll be you.
And that, yes, it will be me.
Yes.
I know, like, I had that feeling when I first walked into Diagon Alley. I'm like, but I'm not as huge of a Potter fan
Okay.
as I am Star Wars.
Yes.
So when I walked in, I'm like, oh, this is really cool. They got everything correct. But then seeing my wife and kids walk in there, and they're like, I mean, my one daughter's crying. My wife is just kind of speechless. I was like, are you guys okay? They're like, yeah, we're just taking it in. This is
are you talking about in the Harry Potter world?
Yeah, in Diagon Alley.
Oh, wow.
Universal
one of your kids were getting all weepy.
Oh yeah,
That's cool.
Kate was like, oh my God. So like, and then when we left, that was she didn't have a tantrum, but she was like,
yeah, Kim wanted to stay there.
Yeah, that was,
they're like, Kim, it's nighttime. They're kicking us out.
Yeah,
we gotta go.
There was. I was just in Orlando for a conference a couple weeks ago, and like, my kids were afraid that I was going to go to Universal on my own.
Yeah.
And experience this all without them. I'm like, no, I'm not.
I'm good.
I went to the City Walk, which is kind of like the Disney Springs.
Yes. Yeah.
And had dinner there. And because we've been collecting the Harry Potter wands
for
2 years now, I'm like, this will be my opportunity to get like the 2023 special wand.
Oh, is that what they had? They had that at the airport, and it was a cool wand.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I was like, that's a cool wand. And Kim goes, you can tell she's not a Harry Potter person. She goes, what are you gonna do with that? I'm like, the same thing I'm gonna do with the lightsaber that's on my back.
Same thing with the lightsaber or the Avatar
same thing.
dagger.
It's just shorter and easier to carry around.
Yeah. So, and I did, I mean, and I knew, I'm like, I know I can get this probably at the airport.
Yeah.
Gift shop.
Yes.
But I was still like, no, I have time. And one night they're like, we're running a bus to the City Walk. I'm like, awesome. Yeah. I'm going to go there. I'm going to walk around. And I had dinner by myself at Bubba Gump's, which I know is not a high-end dinner place, but I could get in there for one because they have a bar. Yeah. And I'm like, you got seating for one? They're like, there's a bar right there. I'm like, awesome.
Perfect. Yes.
And I went and had a whole lot of shrimp, and then I went and bought a wand.
Let's just take a side note on that for a second. Isn't that a cool thing for a guy? Like, that's like, you walk in and, like, I know if I'm eating by myself, I don't sit in a booth. I go right to a bar.
No,
and I sit.
Absolutely.
There's something awesome about sitting at a bar, having dinner, enjoying a cocktail.
I know, and I did. I had a beer which came with a commemorative glass, which I didn't know. Just if you order a tall beer, they're like, you get to keep that glass. I'm like, oh, Cool.
I
So
had to have a beer at the guy that flew the plane in the first Raiders of the Lost Ark. Chuck
Jacques.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
I thought he was all yelling Chuck.
No, it's Jacques.
Oh,
I hate snakes, Jacques.
yeah.
I hate them.
Anyway,
it's like hanger something, which
yeah, hangers.
I have an ill-gotten glass from that as well.
Nice.
I didn't steal
I had
it.
to have a plastic cup because I had no time. I had to go. I'm like, I just having a beer.
Had some kind of like green drink.
Okay.
And we asked, can we keep the glass? And she's like, no. Okay. But we had our drinks out on the open air.
Well, that's because you
overlooking
didn't
the lake.
have Uncle Johnny there.
Oh, I had
I would have smuggled that out.
Well, it was me and my friend who I met at the conference. I met two people at the conference, and we just all three of us just hit it off.
Yeah.
So my friend Dave, who's from south of Chicago, so I run into him when we go to conventions every once in a while.
Okay.
And our friend Karen, who she works for CarMax, and that is one of those companies that does still do a lot of charity stuff. She's always taking pictures of them doing charity work, which I think is cool.
Yes.
So Dave and I are like, well, can't keep the glasses. Oh well.
Yeah.
And so we had our drinks, and I don't know if we had an appetizer or anything, but we were just hanging out.
Yeah.
And then they had like a radio stand, like the old kind of like grab onto the radio and it's the microphone. And
yes.
Dave's like, go there, we'll take some pictures with you. Okay, cool. So I'm like screaming into the radio, doing all this stuff. And then Karen's like, you guys ready to go? We're like, yeah, we're cool. We walk out. Karen's like, by the way, boys, she's like, here. And she stole both the glasses, and Dave and I, and she's like, Greg, here, this is for you. Because I was a big Indiana Jones fan. So she stole the menu. I was like,
oh, that's cool.
I was like, you stole the menu. She's like, why not?
Okay, here's my only downfall. The only thing I was upset about. Tim said there's an Indiana Jones store there by the stunt show. They closed down that store.
Yeah,
and I thought they would have, I don't know, revived it, or there'd be a little bit more of Indiana Jones flavor there.
There'd be
because the movie's coming.
Yeah, there'd be a corner of it somewhere.
Yeah, and nothing. I found a Indiana Jones. Actually, I'm sorry, I'm a liar. There's a one shop where it's a Marvel. It's Star Wars. There is a small corner of Indiana Jones stuff where you can get the idol, the chakra stone, all this stuff. The idol's $130. And I played this game of mental gymnastics with mathematics of how I could finagle this. How could I take this home without paying $130? How could I justify a golden thing that will eventually be on a shelf behind me during a podcast? I'm like, how can I justify this? And I couldn't.
So look up Etsy. Do you know what Etsy is?
Of course, yeah. They have them, the idols.
I haven't looked personally, but I know because I've been on the lookout for the Fifth Element stones. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Of course, yes.
Because that was
Earth,
a big,
Wind, Fire, Love.
Yeah, big thing for Krista and I. And I'm like, that'd be kind of cool if I could find. And I always stones. And I've seen them like here, they're carved out of they're like 3D printed. I'm like, no, I want stone like that. Yeah. And I can't find them, or I did find them once, and they were literally like $500 because it was some kind of like precious stone. And I'm like, no, can't do that.
Can't do that.
Yeah. But anyway, I mean, look on there. Maybe someone's.
I will, because they had everything. They had something from every movie. So they had the alien crystal skull. All right. Yeah. Then they had the idol. They had the thing that the guy burned on his hand.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They had that.
The top of the
the staff of Ra. Staff of Ra. Yeah, and then they had the Shakara stones. That I guess if you bought two, they glow when you put them together.
Oh, put them together.
That was cool. And then
was the idol metal or was it plastic?
No, it was metal.
Okay.
I touched it. I was like, I have it. I felt like Belloc took it from me. I'm like, fuck.
It's cool as well. I'm like, if it's just plastic, you can 3D print those. I'm almost guarantee someone's got that 3D printed and painted.
And then they had, I don't forget what the other treasure. Oh, they had the Grail.
Okay.
But that was plastic, and that sucked. Like, make it clay. Like make it a carpenter's cup. Anyway, So that was very cool stuff. And then was
Well,
weird is in Pirates of the Caribbean, they had
the pirate shop.
in the pirate shop, they had Indiana Jones hats and
Yeah.
a machete. Like
And all the Indiana Jones hats that I've seen
they're
are
horrible.
They're these mass produced, like
Flimsy.
not, yeah.
Yes. My sister gave me an
just
authentic fedora Indiana Jones hat.
You're better off just going to like an actual hat. There used to be one on State Street in Madison. The Pink Plume, I think it was called, or the Purple Plume, or it was a great hat store, and they closed.
Yeah. I was playing with the idea of bringing the hat with me to Disney, and then I thought, no, I will sweat in that thing and destroy it.
Well, and what are you gonna like?
And it would look weird with the rest of my outfit.
Yeah, look weird with the rest of your outfit. You've got to put it in lockers for some of those rides, so you don't want to have to like scrunch it up and shove it in a locker.
Yeah. But I was just toying with it because I thought, what are we getting comments?
Yeah. Phoenix, who is Mark's daughter, from our D&D group.
Yes,
she said that's where her dad got. Wait, do you mean he got it in Madison or he got it at Disney?
The fedora hat.
Yeah, the fedora hat. But anyway, yeah. So, yeah, I'm looking forward when I get to do Disney again. Yes. I would have no problem being one of those weird Disney adults. But he got it in Madison. Yeah, that place is gone. Unfortunately, they closed. Like Disney adult in that. I mean, I could see myself like Krista doesn't want to do it. Like, there's no way. Like, if the two of us are going on vacation, until we can start taking regular vacations with just the two of us, going to a theme park is not going to be in her plans. We almost did. I think it was our 15-year wedding anniversary. Like, we're going somewhere. We're going to do it. We're going to bite the bullet. We're going to go somewhere. And Mark was still down at Disney, and I'm like, what kind of friends and family?
Yeah. What can you do? What can you do?
Which is a totally legit thing. I wasn't
to
do anything crooked. He's like, well, and whatever the number was, he's like, that's what you could do. And it was a full package at one of the kind of mid-tier hotels. So like an Art of Animation or something. He's like, I can get you here for so many nights. And then it includes the tickets and the park hopper. He's like, that's what I can do for you.
Yeah.
Okay. And we looked, and Krista's like, doing a Disney vacation without the kids when the kids were still pretty little.
Yeah.
Seemed wrong. Seemed a little off.
Might go to hell for that.
Well, and I'm like, I don't care. It's like, where we're going to go. And we ended up just going to Vegas. She's like, I would rather take the money difference because Vegas was a lot cheaper for one thing. She's like, but let's spend that on shows and restaurants and probably some gambling.
Yeah.
And let's just do that instead. And I'm like, all right, we do that.
Yeah. The only thing that I regret, and I told Ursula, don't tell me the price on this either. We did one of those dining things where like we went to the Beast's Castle and
sure. Yeah, like with the character.
By the way, the food was great.
Was it?
Like it's not like Great America food where the best thing at Great America is a funnel cake. It's this was real, like very good fillets, very good food. I never had a bad meal there. So that was really that's the one thing I will say. They spared no expense when it came to food. You pay for it though.
You do. Yeah.
You do pay for it. But the thing that sucked about that dinner thing was Beast walked out, waved, and walked back in. So we almost got kicked out because I said, all right, the next time he comes, Gwen, I want you to run to him and hug him. No one's going to, and I thought to myself, no one's going to give a kid a hard time.
Yeah, they will.
And she shot out there, and before she could get there were like two people that just stopped her immediately.
Yeah, they're like, no.
Yeah. I was like, wow, they got good. And then I had her do it again. And the guy gave me a dirty look, and I'm like, oh, dude, sorry. She just got away from me.
Yeah, no, there are security cameras, and I know because we have this in a place that
I'm sure there are.
But the security camera, like they're omnidirectional mics. So like if they're scanning the room, they can hear you. Like even though the camera's like
they can hear me.
They can hear you go, Gwen, I want you to run up to him next time. And they're like, watch that guy.
That's probably what happened.
So
I did not know that. Interesting.
Yeah.
So that's probably what they knew I was coming.
and I mean, and
Touche, Disney.
yeah, she's young enough. Like you're going to be able to take her again. I'm glad that she experienced such an emotional connection to things.
Yes.
Because my worst nightmare would be like we take the kids down there when they're 5-ish.
Yeah.
And then when they're 15, they're like, I kind of remember my first time there.
Yeah.
Like I would feel upset about that. But
yes and no, because I will always, even if she does not remember anything from this trip, I will always remember her reactions to things.
And I'm sure you have enough footage. Like if you paid for the Genie Plus, I'm sure you got a photo package along with that.
Yes,
so you're gonna have enough to be like, here's this here, here's this there.
Yeah.
The next time, and if we don't do Disney, if we just do Universal again, I want to pay for their photo package where they're like, we're taking pictures of you all over the park. Like you're just tagged.
Is there a Transformers the ride there?
Yeah.
At Universal?
Yep.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, Universal has more of those. Well, no, but they're like motion rides. So they've got coasters, but then they have like these where
like the Spider-Man the ride.
Like the Spider-Man the ride, which the Spider-Man's getting a little dated, actually.
I'm sure. Yeah.
The Transformers one, it's fun.
Yeah.
You know, Optimus Prime and a big 3D screen is like right up in your grill, and you're like, it's Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
I mean, you're just having fun with it.
Yeah.
There's a one at it's at Hogwarts, which is through Hogsmeade, which is more of a 3D motion kind of ride, but it's a weird mix of the motion ride, like big screen, and then animatronics, which is
fun. That was the original ride, right?
Well, that was the first ride, and then they did one called Escape from Gringotts, which is again part coaster and
I remember
like
Gringotts. Okay.
You sit if you do the Escape from Gringotts, you sit in the very back row, because at one point the whole car just like tips down, and if you're in the back row, that's when you get to see the full angle that you're at, and then they just drop you. So that's everybody's going for the front row on most roller coasters. Like, no, that one you get in the back row.
Yeah, I will warn you this: 9 and 10 on Guardians of the Galaxy is the best seat in the house.
Really?
Yes. So go to rows 9 and 10. You actually, if you ask, hey, we'd like to go into 9 and 10, they'll actually put you in a queue where you wait for 9 and 10.
Yeah.
Because word's gotten out.
Well, sure. So, yeah. And that's the same with I think the Avatar ride, because you want the top row middle section, because that curved screen looks the best from there.
So what we did was originally Gwen could not make height. Yeah. So Ursula stuffed socks in her shoes to lift her up, and she got through.
I understand. It was awesome. Did that, but that is such a safety issue.
No, she was fine, totally fine. I don't see how that's a safety in the Avatar thing.
I don't know.
If anybody, have you done those? Have you done Soarin'?
Yeah, I know what it is. Yeah, it's the same.
That's exactly what it is. And I don't understand why it's such a big safety thing. I don't get it.
Well, it just in general, like
you can't fall out.
I don't know.
Yeah, it was weird.
By the way, they have one of those in Wisconsin Dells too.
Yes, that's where we first took her. Yeah,
yeah, and that's like a bench seat, so it's very different.
Yeah. But yeah, that was the only thing. There was one she absolutely. Tron. She could not do Tron. Tron was fantastic.
I would look forward to Tron. That'd be cool.
But it's over. Like
I hear it's a very, very quick ride. Yeah,
very quick. But that's because it's moving.
Yeah,
and it does a great job build up. Again, I think Tron, both movie. I understood the original one in '83 was kind of cool, and I remember collecting the toy for a little bit.
Yeah,
and then after that, whatever. And then when they came out with the sequel, I thought it was horrendous.
You didn't like the sequel? I love the sequel.
I think Tron's so overblown. The only thing that's cool about it is visually it's cool. And then I remember
you've watched worse things than Tron.
Oh yeah, I have. But what I'm saying is, I just felt like it's a good idea. You can do more with it, but you haven't.
Yeah.
And then
and that's what's disappointing is that they haven't done more with
Tron. I think there's a picture of me with a Tron helmet on and a jacket.
Yeah.
And there's an entire Tron store there where you get the identity disc, you get to hook it back to your backpack or your jacket. I'm thinking
I looked at that.
Who the hell would really buy this? You would buy that. What would you do with it?
I don't know. I saw the ad for it, or like the
Yeah.
ad. I saw like a TikTok or somebody was covering it. I'm like,
Yes.
identity disc. I might hang an identity disc on the wall or something like that.
Okay.
Then
Identity. Yes.
then I'm like, oh, it hooks onto a backpack so that you can do the and stuff like
Yes.
that. And then I looked at the price, like they're sold separately.
Yes, they are.
And the identity disc is actually like a functional USB drive or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like it's an actual thing you can use.
They had I didn't really look into it, but it looked to me people bought their identity disc, then they walked into like this little like it was almost like the size of a fitting room.
Yeah.
And they played something with that identity disc.
They did a thing. Okay. That's cool.
So yeah, that's cool. But again, I looked at Kim and I was like, okay, is there like other or is this the only place where you can find, and that's it? And I thought, well, unless you live in Florida.
I took a spin around the airport Disney, like World of Disney store. And I'm like, I wonder if they got the Tron stuff here. No, they do not.
It's that one store. And so that's kind of like
what I did find because I went around the city walk looking at the Harry Potter, like the studio store. And then they've got what they call the legacy store, which is discontinued items.
Right.
Looking around, I'm like, nope, I passed on that 2 years ago. Probably going to pass on it again. But then I got to the airport store and I was like, oh, they got like the house crew neck. So like Gryffindor, Ravenclaw. And like, oh, those are not.
That's a very cool store there.
It's
the Universal one. They have like that Harry Potter section is awesome.
But for a crew neck, I mean, hoodies and stuff in general, you're thinking like 60, 70 bucks or something like that for a decent one. These are like marked down to 35. And I'm like, yep, I'm getting one of those.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So yeah, overall, good trip. I had a lot of fun. My daughter, God, man, she brought home almost every stuffed animal on the face of the earth, which was very fun getting in. And again, I bought Groot. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do with Groot.
But see, you're hilarious because like I remember the first time I came back from Universal and I was wearing like my rugby shirt, my Gryffindor rugby shirt, which is just maroon and yellow stripes. It looks like a University of Minnesota rugby shirt.
Yeah.
And you just started laughing at me like, you totally drank the Kool-Aid, man. You're like, I'm like, yeah, I spent a shit ton of money at the gift shops. Absolutely, I did. But that's what you do. I mean, you get caught up in that. And I don't think
you do. You get caught up in it. And
I don't, but to me, I don't walk out of it going, oh no, what did I do? What happened? I mean, I'm like, no, I know exactly what I did.
Yeah, I don't. With some of like, look, dude, I love this fucking thing. I do. I'm going to use it for D&D just to fuck around. But the lightsabers, I've done a couple of poses, and after that, I'm like, because like Gwen's not at that age yet where she wants she has these moments, and then she clings one twice, and then she's done. And she moves on to something else.
It's like you want to. I mean, they're like a cosplay kind of thing, but you don't cosplay, and Gwen's not old enough. I mean, and your wife would do a killer Ahsoka. Like,
she actually took a pretty cool picture. I don't know if she put it up there yet, but she did a really cool picture at night with the two Ahsoka blades.
Yeah, I think
behind the Millennium Falcon,
she would make a killer Ahsoka. Well, that's when I know at Disney Springs they have, I think it's called the Star Wars Outpost, which is just a Star Wars themed gift.
They have like 3.
Well, this is the one where you walk in and it's like they've got full on Sith and Jedi robes.
Yes,
and I'm like, I'm gonna try one on, and I'm like, I kind of want one.
Yeah. Well, for you, I understand that. I understand you. Well, I understand that Greg has several lightsabers at home. I understand. Like when I buy a Marvel thing, like 2 Thor hammers and a Eye of Agamotto, and I'm still waiting for Captain America. I'm still waiting to bite the bullet on that and just do it. I don't regret any of those purchases.
Yeah, no,
it's just the other things that I'm kind of like, why did you do that?
That's funny.
Yeah. You like need to get Indiana Jones ones. I don't think I'll regret those once I find them.
You need to get rid of the propeller behind you and put up go to IKEA, get some bookshelves, and
start putting my stuff
and
up.
just
I do.
just putting some shit up. Yeah.
I do. I
I
definitely.
don't even change like this background. I don't change it for work. Like some people are like, well, Zoom, you can do like a virtual background, stuff like that. I'm like, nope, my work is all about be who you are. And I'm like, and this is who I
It's
am.
who I am. Yeah.
And I get more attention. Like people notice
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
they notice the helmets that like because
Yeah.
I've got, I mean, it looks like I've got a whole Lego background
Yeah.
from this angle, which is usually my work angle.
Right.
I like this as opposed to the normal podcast angle because at least I can look like straightforward.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, they see that if I lean to one side, I got a sword, I got
Batman.
a lightsaber hanging there, I got a quarterstaff.
Yeah.
You know, I've got some white space here. I thought about a Ted Lasso believe sign.
Okay.
It would clash with everything else, but
I like it.
the problem is like it's just construction paper and blue marker. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I could make one. I mean, that's really not that hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every sign I look up, I'm like, it's like poster size. Like it'd be too big. And I'm like, no, it's supposed to be like elementary school construction paper.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I almost bought my favorite stormtrooper helmet as Captain Rex. And
they
they're
have
starting
those
to,
the Lego ones.
Yeah, they have it now. So I've been tempted a couple of times to grab it just to do that for eventually because I love Captain Rex. I think
they got Rex. I think I saw Cody. I was in Walmart today a couple of times.
They got Cody.
I
wonder if they have. I wonder if they're coming out with Bad Batch.
I would think eventually they would. I mean, it's just a different. If not, then just look up the color schemes and do them yourself. I mean, the designs are the same.
The Bad Batch. They also were selling. They sold. I was looking for a Bad Batch hat. They have a symbol. Clone Force 99. I was looking for that. I know I can get that on heroesandvillains.com, but I just thought they might have it. The only thing they had for Bad Batch at the start, wherever we were, was Hunter's knife that comes out of his. I was like, damn, I like to do that maybe once or twice.
Can I just try it on?
Yeah. So, yeah. That's a cool thing outside of a lightsaber. Those vibrating knives that they were showing in The Mandalorian season 3. Those were cool.
The
those
vibro
knives or something like that.
Vibro blades, yeah.
Vibro blades, yeah. Yep. Those are cool. Yeah. Yeah, so had fun and I can't wait till the Greg gets his chance. So
maybe next year, maybe.
Yeah. Maybe.
Gonna have to try to see.
I'm actually excited for you for that thing.
I got a kid in college next year, so we're gonna have to see how that's gonna all play out.
Well, she's an adult, kick her on her own.
Well, she's definitely afraid that she won't get to go on vacations anymore. I'm like, well, no.
Well, you will, but
you will
actually.
You gotta pay your own way. No.
Kind of a sad thing that's coming to you is the beginning of the separation of your family, if that makes sense. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like your family's gonna get like I'm talking about like when your oldest starts dating, gets married, has a child.
Yeah, we're like on the cusp of that.
Right. That becomes like your family gets bigger. And then you only
start further away.
Yeah. So that's a interesting dynamic you're gonna start dealing with. So
and if my brother's been going through it for a while, like his youngest is graduating next month. Okay. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure I would say they're looking at empty nesters, but they're really not. Because he's got his oldest owns a house and has moved out, but the other ones are still there.
One day, Johnny and the Greg need to go do Halloween at Universal. We've been talking about that for years, actually.
Yeah,
yes,
we do.
We knew that needs a bucket list thing has to happen with that. So
I think it's like maybe 2023 is our year. I mean, it could happen.
Yes and no. The only reason I say no is because I know if I'm going, there's two ladies following me. I think they want to go. They don't look at that as like Johnny and Greg can go have fun. That's really? No. If you're going to Universal on Halloween, you're bringing us. And I'm like, yeah. I was like, Gwen, like,
I wouldn't. I mean, it's a horror show. I mean, it's
That's what I was like, she's never seen it. Like she's never seen Pennywise running around. Like, that's a different thing.
That's what like when I was there.
Yeah,
one of the most terrifying actors they had was a guy who uses a wheelchair. He looked to be a double amputee.
Oh,
So
like in real life.
in real life, yes.
Okay.
And it was around the Simpsons area where they just did like scary clowns.
Yes.
And this guy did the scary clown makeup, and he's rolling around. The dude was, I mean, he was rolling himself. It wasn't an electric wheelchair or anything like that. He was rolling himself at a very high rate of speed. This guy had control like I've never seen before.
Wow.
And
it was just creepy.
It was creepy, and he had a chainsaw.
Oh.
And his legs were literally bloody stumps. And they're doing Hollywood level makeup there. So he's like, he's doing the creepy laugh, and he's just zooming around and like doing 180s and like three. I mean, the dude was working, and it was amazing to watch him work.
Yeah, of course.
Until he spots you
watching him work.
And then, I mean, because
then the terror begins.
He had fangs. He had, I mean,
eye contact.
And he's like, and then he looks at you and he's like, and you're like, Jesus, dude. Yeah, it was. I mean, you're laughing now, but at the time, it did send a little thing up your spine where you're like,
of course. Yeah.
And then when he does that, because they all work in unison. I mean, it's a big partnership thing, and the production is fantastic. Like you have that little and then there's another clown right here, and he just does a high pitched laugh, and you're like, that's the one where you just go, motherfucker. So it was fun. It's a lot of fun.
Maybe we can actually do I mean, your kids are gonna hate me for this, but maybe we can do like just an adult, like you, me, our wives.
Here's
or no
maybe here's what I think could happen.
Okay.
I mean, if we're bringing families,
yes,
it would be your family, my family, and then Gwen would get some very solid Auntie Krista time.
Okay.
Because Krista would be like, oh, thank you, like horror stuff, not her bag, doesn't want to go.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was just my family, and she'd be like, yeah, I guess I'll like try to figure something out and go.
Yeah.
Like there are some tamer. Yeah. No, there's not really a tamer spot.
Okay.
But like they would probably spend some time at the hotel pool or something like that. Just be like, no, I don't want to go.
Yeah. All right. I think we should end it there, man.
Yeah, I'm good.
Cool. All right, man. Why don't you sign us out as usual?
Oh, well, you know what tomorrow is. Today is April, but tomorrow it's gonna be May.
Yeah.
To do it. So throughout the month of May, I'm gonna be super busy. It's end of the year, and like school is tying up and everything else, and there may be some high emotions running. So as you're going through that, just don't be a douche.
There you go. So for the Greg, this is Johnny saying we are back in the saddle again. We'll see you next Sunday. Take care. Podcast out. Have a good week.